I'm Jeremy. I'm the alcoholic. I recovered, of course, at this point. But I was addicted to alcohol for 15 solid years, pretty much every day drinking. The last 5 years were completely out of control. This would be my,
I'm Joni, and I'm his fiance. So
when I was on Growing Pains. I played Little Ben. I didn't really drink. I had a couple, experiments here and there, but it wasn't a big part of my life. Around 20 years old, it just started. For some reason, alcohol all of a sudden tasted good to me, where it never had before. Near the end, the last 3 years in particular were just awful. She can testify to that. I was absolutely torturing and destroying my family. I hated myself. I mean, the self-loathing was all-encompassing.
he would wake up in the morning and he wouldn't remember a thing he did. And I would tell him, just half the stuff he did. And he was just shocked. He couldn't believe it.
It's common for an alcoholic's loved ones to think that if the person loved them enough, they'd just be able to change. That never had anything to do with it. I loved them more than I loved myself. But I just couldn't do it. I don't regret a lot in my life because everything I did led me to become the man I am today. But what I put her through and what I put my boys through, I still have not found a way to forgive myself for. Oh, and then we did. We found Start Fresh. My mom luckily came across it for me. I had begged her because we had another incident. And I called her up that day and just begged her, because she's on the computer all the time. I begged her, find me something. Just please find me something. I need help. And I had tried traditional programs. I had tried holistic therapy. I tried hypnotism type stuff. I had tried herbal therapies and this and that and 12-step. And again, I know people who've gotten help with those. I'm not criticizing that. I'm not running any other program down, but it did not work for me. And then she found Start Fresh. She called me up and said, I think we found our miracle. And it sounded way too good to be true. I mean, you can ask her. I was like, there's no way. I found out about the life coaching side of it as well, where it was the two-pronged approach of dealing with the physical and the mental. And I started to believe that's the truth. I started to think, maybe this might work. I mean, this actually sounds like it could do what they say it does. And it's incredible to even say, because it sounds so far-fetched. Within 2.5 hours of having my implant done, I couldn't have cared less about having a drink. I mean, it was that almost immediate. By the time we got home, we had to stop and get gas, and she gave me $20 to go pay, and I went in, and I blew past the beer section, and I paid and walked out.
And I'm watching him through the window
Of course.
just to make sure,
And I stopped outside the door. I mean, I literally stopped and was like, okay, that was weird. It's cliche to say, but Start Fresh is truly my miracle. They are the cutting edge of alcohol rehabilitation today, and are doing things that no one else is doing. And it literally saved my life. It was my saving grace. It was a godsend. There's not enough that I can say about it.
Honestly, I was on, this side, and it was like night and day. Start Fresh saved our relationship, and it saved Jeremy's life.
I honestly believe in Start Fresh recovery so much that I was willing to come out about my story and work for them, to tell people, to tell other alcoholics exactly what I had been through and exactly how I found a way out. I am now one of the patient advocates for Start Fresh. I'm the one who makes first contact with the patient. I essentially greet them once they've come in the door. I sit down with each of our patients and go through their story, my story, what we're trying to do, what Start Fresh can really do for them. And I help to break through some of that disbelief that I and many patients experience. You know, when you've struggled with that urge and that need and it becomes so ingrained in you for so long, the idea that it can be taken away is hard to grasp. It's been almost 2 years since I've had a drink, and the cravings don't come back. That's the weird thing about it. When your body's been without alcohol for so long, you don't physically need it anymore. I'm telling you right now, Start Fresh can absolutely change your life. It will make you a better person. I mean, the turnarounds we see in our patients are beyond explanation. Everything you want to be, you have the power to be once you can get that horrible, horrible need under control. I could not be more thankful for the Start Fresh recovery program. It absolutely changed and saved my life and saved everything that I care about most.